It's Vlogmas Day 13! It's time to open the advent calendar.
Wonderful time.
Excuse me. Now 13 is here. Whoops. Oh, it fell on the ground. 5-second rule. No, it's wrapped in tinfoil, it's fine. I got a red truffle, how exciting. And now time for Advent Calendar Part 2. I know, I think I'm more excited about the Birchbox one because I don't know what's going to be in it. Like, I know there's chocolate going to be in the Lindt one, but I never know what's going to be in this one. So it's time for day 13. 13. Ah, it's this big one in the middle. And it is a larger box, so... Ooh, I wonder what it could be. Okay, that was an unnecessarily large box. But it is a restoration lift. It's an eye lifting balm. Okay, cool. But that is an unnecessarily large box. So I had some deliveries today. First off, my lens cleaning pen. I bought a lens cleaning pen and another couple of things to help keep my camera clean. And my hyper chiller. Okay, let's talk about my hyper chiller for a moment and then we'll get to this big brown box behind me. I already opened it because, excuse me, it arrived with a gift for somebody, so I kind of had to open it, and then my mother was like, what's that? So I showed her, but I haven't actually gone through it. So this is the hyper chiller. I'm so excited about this. This is the hyper chiller, and basically, as you can see, it's got 2 layers of water, the 2 blue layers. You fill them yourself up to a certain line, and then in the middle of it, the darker space, you leave it in the freezer for 12 hours, and then you put your coffee into it and it cools it down up to I think it's 130, maybe it's 120 degrees, but it cools it down in up to 60 seconds, or in 60 seconds. So I'm just on my ground because I needed to figure out what was the best way to open this box in my Kilkenny jersey and my Chicago Blackhawks pyjama bottoms. So yeah, I thought if I did it on the ground, I have plenty of space. Hey everybody, I didn't plan on doing this. As you can see, I'm in my pajamas. I'm currently editing. But this unboxing that I've just showed you a snippet of is from my FabFitFun box. And it's brought my video up to 19 minutes long. So it's currently 3 minutes and 16 seconds, and I brought it up to almost 20. So rather than put that in here, I have decided to make a separate video. Please find it linked below. Let me know what you think. It's my unboxing of the Winter FabFitFun box. Thumbs up. Yay! I am about to make some mince pies. So I'm using the mince meat that we got in Marty's pantry. Dolph Lonergan! I'm watching the chase. And it just randomly shouts off Lonergan's name. Anyway, I got mincemeat in Marty's pantry, and I'm using my own sweet pastry mix. So I need 5 egg yolks, or no, excuse me, 5 eggs and 1 yolk, which I have in this bowl. I need 1 kilogram of flour, which I have here. Oh, I need to get 500 grams of butter, and then 300 grams of icing sugar, and then 15 grams of salt. So I'll make those, and then I'll leave it sit for 1 hour, and then I'll put them into the actual tins and pop them into the oven. So I'm just creaming the egg and the butter. I decided not to take out my full mixer and just do it with the hand mixer. And then to this, once it's creamed, I will add my flour and sugar and salt. Flour, sugar and salt, and that's it, and then I'll leave it for an hour. So I've added in my flour and my salt and my sugar, and this is the concoction that I've come up with. I have a feeling I'm gonna have a little bit too much pastry. But whatever I don't use, I can simply put in the fridge and use it again. Like, I'll make this one, and I have to, like, once I have this formed into a dough, I'm gonna form it into a bowl. I'll probably split the balls. I'll probably make maybe 2 balls of it or something, just so that it's not like a load of it in one place. But it's a big mixture. So whatever I don't use, I will put in the fridge and leave until the next day. I'm just in the sitting room now. I'm watching Pointless, and I have washed up after my. I've washed up after my. I'm not going to say baking. I'm going to say preparation for baking. I showed you the pastry. It's in the fridge, firming right now. Oh, sorry. So it's a sweet pastry that I made. 1 kilogram of flour, 300 grams of icing sugar, 500 grams of butter, 15 grams of salt, 5 eggs and 1 egg yolk. So it's a big recipe. It's a lot of pastry. So I don't know, like I said, I think because I don't make a full pastry cover on my mince pies, I never have. I always just put a full pastry base with a star on top. Also, I had to use self-raising flour because we didn't have cream flour, so they'll probably puff up a bit in the oven. But they should be nice. They should be nice. I have a recipe for making my own mincemeat, but we usually just get the mincemeat from Marty's because it's easier. But I think if I have enough pastry left over to make another batch, I think I'll just go to the shop and buy some mincemeat mix, because we have a good few jars. We have them 2 now that we got off Marty. We have 2 from last year and 2 from the year before, if not more. And then I have other ones, so I think I might just make up my own. Be just as easy. Now I'm gonna finish watching Pointless, and then when that's finished, and then when it's starting on BBC One, which will be about 10 past or quarter past, that's when I know I'll be ready to take out my pastry. I'm roasting. I couldn't find my cutters for the fluted edges of the pie. I couldn't find any circular, actually, fluted or unfluted. And I also couldn't find the stars that I put on top. So I got my baking box. I have a toolbox. It's a huge Dunne toolbox that I filled with baking equipment. And they weren't in that, so I was like, God, where are they? But I found them. They were in the back at the bottom underneath our oven in that press. So I found them. It is 12 minutes past 5, and I'm watching All I Want for Christmas. It's a 1991 film. I really like it. I've seen it a couple of times, but I'm only putting it on just for a few minutes. I've downloaded it to watch it like another time, but I'm just waiting for Pointless to come on BBC One. So I'm just flicking over and back, and once Pointless comes on Beeb, I'm gonna go back in there. I'm going to make my mince pies, finish them. Tomorrow I think I'll make something else. Maybe. Actually, I could make them today, because what I want to make tomorrow, I would need to leave set overnight. Yeah. The mince pies are on, so they take 15 minutes to cook. I did an egg wash on top. Sometimes I do milk, but this time I decided to go with egg to give it more golden colour. And yeah, we'll see how they work out. I didn't even use half of the mixture that I made. The half that I left, so I divided it in half, put it in the fridge, and I took out half of that, and I used less. I used like slightly over half of that again. So yeah, there was hardly nothing used. In fact, I probably wouldn't have even used half of it had I used 2 tins that were the same, but I didn't. I used 2 different size tins, so one tin is bigger, and so the smaller tin has 12 and the bigger tin has 11. And had I used 2 12 tins, I would have used less pastry, because even though I would have made 24 mince pies, the 12 that I made in one tin are smaller than the 11 that I made in the others. Maths. I lit a fire, or at least I attempted to. So I'm just leaving it kind of get going. Although it looks like there's a lot of smoke in there, a lot more than what my dad makes it. But my hands smell like zip fire lighters, so that's good. Oh, the mince pies are out of the oven and they're on the cooling rack. Some of them, okay, so like the juice of the mince pies themselves overflowed a little bit, and they kind of stuck, and they have this like black stuff on them, but it's not burnt, it's just the juices themselves. But yes, you can see this one really fell apart. But most of them are fine, like they look good. And I really like the glaze that we got on top from that orange, or from that egg. Like I said before, I used I used self-raising flour, and that made them puff up more than they should have. But it's okay, because the next time I make them I'm going to use regular. So I'm going to go downtown tomorrow and get some flour, some regular flour. Right now I'm watching The Simpsons. So on Sky One all this week they have series 2 of The Simpsons on. They have a triple episode. So the one that was just on was the one where Lisa builds the centerpiece for Thanksgiving and Bart throws it in the fire and runs away. And the next one is, the next one is one of my favourite episodes of all time. It's the one where Bart decides he wants to become a daredevil and jump over the ravine. And then the next one after that is the one where Marge writes to Itchy and Scratchy and tells them it's too violent. Which surprises me that that was season 2, because I remember that one very vividly and I thought it was years later. It makes me kind of wonder, was series 1 on last week? Because there's some episodes in that I loved, like the one where Bart falsifies the test and becomes a genius. And the reason that we know that they're season 1 is because the animation is very different. And Smithers is a different colour. Yeah. I was going to watch The Chase, but then because I was going to watch The Simpsons, I couldn't watch the full episode of The Chase, so I was just like flicking around for half an hour. Yeah, that fire looks like a lot of smokiness, but it doesn't, like, it could be because there's so much air going into it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Sarah might have just built a fire. It's not my first fire, but we used to do the fires differently. So, who knows? It's a surprise for my mother and father. They're out at the moment, so they're coming home. They said they should be home by about 7, and I thought, wouldn't it be lovely if the fire is on and it's nice and warm in here for them. And also it boils the kettle, so they've boiling water for... We don't drink out of it, but my mother might, like, whatever they have for dinner, they'll have to wash up after it. They'll have boiled water for it. I know. Such a generous person. I'm about to take out my laptop and edit, so I figured I better finish the vlog. Sorry that it's so long. That FabFitFun box took most of the vlog up, but I was just so excited to get it. So I have to, I have a long night of editing ahead of me, because I need to edit that and make it more manageable. So fingers crossed that works. Of course, by now you know if it has worked. I don't think I have anything else to say. I drank from my new mug that I got in the FabFitFun box, and it's a really nice mug to drink from. You know, it's just one of those mugs. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. It's matte, and it's just a really nice mug to drink from. And I just turned on YouTube, and someone that I follow got the FabFitFun box. It's the person whose code I used at the time a couple of months ago. And her thumbnail for today's vlog is her drinking from that mug. Yeah, so she also must like it. But yeah, it's a really nice mug. I really, really, really enjoy drinking from it. Anyway, totally off topic. It's time to sign off. Remember that my Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter, they're all down below. So please feel free to follow me. Subscribe so you can see more of my face. Hit the little bell if you want. It means that will notify you when I upload. And sorry about the state of my lips. That is it for me today. Thank you for watching Vlogmas Day 13. We're past the halfway mark. Yesterday was the halfway mark because it was like the 12th. Well, today, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it depends on how you count. If you're counting down, there was 12 days to Christmas today, 13 yesterday, 12 today. So today's the 13th. We're beyond the halfway mark. We're beyond the halfway mark. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, and TTFN.